Hi Srikanth, thank you for taking time for this. So, I'd like to take this opportunity to ask you a few basic questions about soil and geography for soil, right? So, there is so much going about education system, the change we need to bring in, so much that is going around skills and then mode of learning and etc. You know, there is anything that's changed the national education policy here in India. There is so much told about how the new education system has to come around. COVID has played a good kind of accelerator here, asking about, there could be a lot of organizations or a huge university could go down while new systems of learning could come up. So, could you tell me a little more? How and why did you bring in venture-based learning? What triggered this thought? You know, there was so much that you could do with other things, with the learning itself. But what made you realize that venture-based learning could be a way to learn? And I'm sure you started this not just today or yesterday, but more than a couple of years ago. Right? So, what is that brought around this thought? What made you start this?
Definitely. First of all, I feel like this is one place where we are standing today, Sarnath. This is from where Lord Buddha, after the enlightenment, he has taken his first speech to his disciples, and from where the new change has propagated. And it's a really good, it's my pleasure to talk to you in this place, and probably we'll take this message even strongly and clear about the change that we're anticipating in the education system as a whole. I mean, like my journey of venture-based learning, my belief and my research, and then framing a new methodology around it, and then creating few curriculums, designing few curriculums around it for artificial intelligence, SAS, and we're coming up with more automation, digital twins, and data science as such. So, and these are all built on the 60 venture-based learning framework that we've designed in accordance to the changing times. We're no more living in an age where you just go through your syllabus, confine your knowledge to few chapters and few frameworks, and then give exams and get the marks or the whatever the grades as such, and happy with those, and to get into a job. Now, the kind of jobs that we're talking about today, and the kind of products, ventures, right? The innovation that is taking place today around the digital era, the artificial intelligence era, whatever we speak, right? The data science and all. There is a lot of cognitive, that's brain replication, the human brain replication. Artificially, we are replicating ourselves in smaller to bigger scopes. And there, I don't think, our regular mode of education, just learning whatever is there, and will really help. There we need to, basically start exploring things, hands-on learning, because we're trying to, biomimic ourselves in every possible way, and in our day-to-day life, we have so much of innovation, adoption. If a student is just allowed to read the books, good, that will bring him awareness. If a student is allowed to, write exams and all, okay, whatever he's actually consuming, okay, what are the knowledge, is he retaining it? Yeah, we are able to test the retention rate of this knowledge. But is he able to actually, reproduce it is a big problem. And cognitively reproduce it. If he has to apply, a student has to apply the same knowledge to solve a problem. It's a social need, okay, or an industrial need. Why are we failing there? Why are we taking like 10 to 15 years of, you know, of education is not able to suffice this kind of a place? Whereas, if you have seen like 150 years ago, our ancestors and all, by the time a person turned 15 to 20 years, they were experts in few trades. Whereas today, we get into expert-based educations after 20 or 25 years, which is pathetic, which is actually killing a lot of quality time, and which can add to the any economy, not just Indian economy, globally. So what was different then? What is different today? Why is our productivity or our productive age is being pushed to 25s and 30s rather than 15, or 20? This is where my thought started, and my research of the Gurukuls and how our ancient education system is happening, not just in India, anywhere, be it Japan, China, Europe. They were more focused on practical learning, implementing things while learning, hands-on learning. Any part of the world, actually, it's not just they were confined to books. They were confined to classrooms, and just the bookish knowledge was not really helping them anywhere. And that is where those kingdoms had so much innovation back then that we talk about today. We glorify them. Okay, about the ancient technologies, about the ancient culture, civilization, architecture, whatever we are standing today as well. Okay, the reason why we are here today. So every aspect then, we had a holistic approach rather than this half-baked approaches. And this is where venture-based learning now is the high time for venture-based learning to take the main stage. It's, I would say, a reincarnation or a redesigning of the Gurukul with the so-called the new age technologies, management, entrepreneurial aspects, and all put together into innovation. Right? These are all the aspects which get embedded into your day-to-day life when you're actually solving a problem, when you're actually designing some process, when you're designing a product, or a system as a whole, even at the government.
Why do you think this change is required at this point of time? Or it could have happened like 10 years ago, or maybe 5 years after now. But why do you think it's a prime time for this change to come about?
See, any time is, it's not that this is the only time it should come. It could have come at least 10 years back or 15 years back. When I was in college, I was looking for such place like soil where I can go and try my hands on. But it never happened. It's not that it should happen today or tomorrow. The sooner the better. And I took the in charge of this change. I challenged myself. I committed to myself that yes, we are taking this on a large scale. Yeah, let it take a few years. I'm fine with it. And today I have a team, thanks to you being part of my team. And we believe that this is the way forward.
Right.
This is the framework. This is the methodology that is going to inculcate the high demanding skills that the new generation needs in terms of getting the jobs or even like creating their careers, livelihood. We strongly believe in that. We have stalwarts like Mr. J. Chaudhary,
Right.
the person who is the founder chairman of Software Technology Parks of India, and today we see like 4 to 5 million people, taking the results from his idea of STPI, and few other corporate heads who actually have been seen the journey. Okay, Dr. Balaji Udla for Satyam Computers, having the Satyam University, and all these great minds coming together with industry experience, with regulatory experience, with industry leadership experience. We are all like together today, and they all believe yes, this is going to happen. This is the way things should be learned, and this is the way expertise is really born rather than just the bookish knowledge in the grades. Despite of whichever institution it is, venture-based learning is the way going forward. Yeah. We believed, and yeah, of course, we started this journey. And to your question again, it's never a wrong time or a right time. Yeah,
But do you think everything around you is now ready to take up this change?
I believe so. I believe that the nature is conspiring for this change, and I very much believe that the country is now heading there thanks to national education policy, the new policy which now says vocational skills should be mandated from 6th grade, which is around like 10 to 12 years of age. Why? And there is modularity in education. Okay, hands-on learning now is being induced into the mainstream education. Okay, maybe sooner or later.
Don't you think there were labs in our curriculum before, and then there are internships that are happening around? Don't you think these are enough? Why do you see the need for an end-to-end process?
It's a very good question. Right now, if you see, like 80% is theory, 20% is practical, what we spend on. My say would be it should be the other way. 80% should be the practical orientation, while maybe 20 to 30% could be theory. Without theory, yeah, we cannot progress. But for theory, for the classroom learning, we have so much of digital content today. Abundance of educational content, starting from Stanford, Harvard, MIT to IITs. IIMs, everyone, they're coming up with such a wonderful content around, from around the world, from the best people, from the best lecturers, from the best professors. We have so much real content there, and I think to consume them, it could happen anytime. You don't have to really travel to a classroom and sit and attend the classes, and you don't have to shell so much money just around attending the classes. Shell the same money out on your labs.
Right.
Gaining the hands-on experience, creating a product. Invest your money on creating something. The creative mindset, the creation mindset is very important now, because we need at least few millions of new products in the next 1 decade, which will replace the whole existing product line, embedded with AI and other factors.